Here are 6 facts employees need to know about fire extinguishers. OSHA standards, the combustion process, the fire extinguisher anatomy, selection, limitations, and use of portable fire extinguishers, P.A.S.S, and fire prevention tips. Let's take a closer look at each one. Employees who have been designated to use fire extinguishers as a part of the emergency action plan must be trained on how to use the fire extinguishers appropriately in the workplace. This training must be provided annually and when employees are first assigned to these duties. A licensed fire extinguisher service vendor must service fire extinguishers annually. In addition to an annual service, the following in-house inspection must occur monthly. Verify annual service and inspection has occurred, properly located, ready for use, fully charged, and easily accessed. To understand how fire extinguishers work, you need to understand a little bit about fire. Fire is a very rapid chemical reaction between oxygen and a combustible material, which results in the release of heat, light, flames, and smoke. For a fire to exist, the following 4 elements must be present at the same time: enough oxygen to sustain combustion, enough heat to raise the material to its ignition temperature, some sort of fuel or combustible material, and the chemical reaction that is fire. A fire extinguisher is a storage container for an extinguishing agent, such as water or chemicals. It is designed to put out an early-stage fire. A portable extinguisher must match the fire that is being fought. The 3 most common types of fire extinguishers are air pressurized water, CO2, and dry chemical. It's important to consider the size of a portable fire extinguisher. A relatively small portable fire extinguisher like this dry chemical extinguisher, designed as a 5 ABC, will only last about 6 to 10 seconds before it's emptied. A larger extinguisher like this one, designed as a 20 ABC, will last about 25 to 35 seconds before it's emptied. There are 5 classes of fires. Extinguishers are labeled with letters and symbols for classes of fires they can put out. A Class A fire extinguisher should be used to put out fires involving ordinary combustible materials such as cardboard, paper, wood, dried vegetation, and many plastics. Class A fire extinguishers often contain water that is sprayed directly on the fire, so do not use water to extinguish a flammable liquid fire, nor would you want to use a water extinguisher on an electrical fire for obvious reasons. Class B fire extinguishers should be used to put out fires involving flammable and combustible liquids, such as gasoline, diesel, oil, some paints, lacquers, grease, solvents, and other flammable liquids. They require the use of a blanketing or smothering type of extinguisher, such as foam, carbon dioxide, or dry chemical which displaces the oxygen, so the fire cannot continue to burn. Class C fire extinguishers are suitable for use to extinguish fires that involve appliances, tools, and other equipment that is plugged in or otherwise electrically energized, as well as for fires burning in close proximity to electrically energized equipment. They require the use of a non-conductive extinguishing equipment, such as dry chemical halon or carbon dioxide. Class D fire extinguishers are designed for use to extinguish combustible metals, magnesium, titanium, potassium, and sodium, and are often designed for a specific type of combustible metal. Class K fire extinguishers are designed to be used for putting out fires that involve oils and greases used for cooking in kitchens, such as vegetable and animal-based oils and fat. Some fire extinguishers are rated for use on only one class of fire material, such as A or B or D. However, many extinguishers are designed for use on 2 or more classes of fire materials. The most prevalent type of extinguishers in most workplaces are the ABC combination. This multi-purpose dry chemical extinguisher is suitable for use on ordinary combustibles, flammable liquids, and electrical equipment. It can be difficult to think clearly during an emergency, so fire safety has a long-standing acronym to help you recall the steps involved in operating your fire extinguisher. Just remember P.A.S.S, or P.A.S.S. The letter P stands for pull the pin. Stand several feet back from the fire while holding the extinguisher in one hand. Insert your finger in the round end of the retainer pin and firmly pull. This small pin locks the fire extinguisher in order to prevent it from accidentally being used. Once it's pulled out, the fire extinguisher is ready to be used. The second step is to aim the nozzle or discharge hose down toward the base of the fire. The idea is to apply the fire extinguishing media towards the material that is actually burning and not at the flame that may be too high. Aim low, pointing the extinguisher nozzle at the base of the fire. Avoid aiming at the flames, as this can cause them to shift around and spread the fire. Do not touch the plastic discharge horn on the CO2 extinguisher, as it gets very cold and may damage skin. Step 3 is to squeeze the handle to discharge the fire extinguisher. If you let go of the handle, the discharge will stop, and if you squeeze it, it will resume. The fourth step is to sweep the extinguisher from side to side as you slowly approach the fire. This allows you to cover all of the burning material and not just where you initially point the fire extinguisher. Sweep from side to side at the base of the fire until it appears to be out. Watch the area. If the fire reignites, repeat steps 2 through 4. In review, the 4 steps to using a portable fire extinguisher are: Number 1, pull the pin out of the handle. Number 2, aim at the base of the fire. Number 3, squeeze the handle. And number 4, sweep from side to side. The federal OSHA construction and general industry standards also require employers to inform affected employees of potential fire hazards present in their work areas and the measures they need to take to prevent fires from starting. Fire prevention measures include: adhere to all no smoking rules, adhere to all area rules prohibiting open flames and/or spark-producing tools and equipment, maintain tools and equipment so they do not overheat, keep combustible material cleaned up and off of heat-producing equipment or devices, do not misuse and overload electrical equipment or devices, report damaged equipment, do not allow combustible waste materials to overaccumulate, properly dispose of containers and contaminated waste, keep flammable liquids in approved containers and closed of cover in designated storage areas, only dispense flammable liquids from approved containers and avoid heat and other sources of ignition. Follow any company rules regarding grounding and bonding of containers of flammable liquids. Do not stack materials too close to fire sprinkler heads. Maintain a minimum of 18 inches of clearance below the level of a sprinkler head. And make sure portable fire extinguishers remain fully charged and accessible at all times. While the basic fire prevention tips covered in this video are important, they are certainly not the only ones that may apply to your worksite. Be sure to check with your supervisor or safety representative to obtain information about all of the fire prevention measures that are applicable to your job.